Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this special figure showcase we're going to be looking at a Japanese exclusive figure. This figure's name is Goshooter and he was released in 1988. In Japan they were still fortunate at that time to have Transformer cartoons being shown on the TV, and the title of that cartoon was known as Super God Masterforce. So along with Goshooter here and a few other figures, they were released at exactly the same time. They're known as the Super God Masterforce range of figures. What we're going to do, we're going to have a quick look at him in both of his modes. We're going to have a look at things that you need to be aware of if you want to purchase one yourself. And we're going to have a quick look at the box with the artwork as well. Before we get started, I want to make a quick thank you to two people. One is Chuck Lou for the main figure and for the box. And then for helping me complete the figure with his helmet is Neil Rockman. So thank you guys very much for that. Right then, so here he is, Goshooter, standing right in front of you, Japanese exclusive figure. And some of you will recognise him already, and that's because he is a straight up redeco of the Hasbro version known as Siren. Siren was released at exactly the same time as part of the Headmasters and Pretenders line that was running in the UK and the US. It's unknown as which was released first, but what I'll do is I'll pop up a battered old Siren next to him, just so you can see. Obviously they are identical, they've got the same mould, they just use a different colour scheme. One other thing that to notice as well is Siren was a fire department truck car and Goshooter was a police department police car. Right, one thing you'll notice on the battered Siren, and this is the reason why I'm showing you it, is again the chest piece. Couple of, as I say, problems with a few headmasters. Hardhead was one, and some of the small junior headmasters like this, that was a problem as well. So if you're after one, please be aware that the chest fold down flap is intact. And of course when you put Shooter, which is the name of the small headmaster that goes into Goshooter's torso, you will also get a reading the same as that, same as with all the headmasters. But if you want to see it, be aware, as I say, that the flap does have a tendency to break off. So as I say, there's the similarities in the mould. Obviously you've got a completely different colour scheme with Goshooter, and that's something you need to be aware of as well. Because he's white, you do tend to get obviously the sun fade on the white. I'm quite lucky with this one. He's in really good nick, much better than the box, which you'll see in a second. It also looks like, as I say, with regards to accessories, that the previous owner has touched up the two little guns that are on his head. They're supposed to be all black, but there's a bit of silver on there, and I'm just going to keep it like that until I can upgrade it maybe. So let's have a quick look at him. I'm going to turn him around, and as I say, on the back you've got the fold down part of the roof. That's on a hinge as well, so be careful with that. Make sure it's, as I say, intact. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to transform him into his police car mode, and we'll have a look at him like that. Right then, here's Goshooter in his alternate mode. So he's in his police car mode, and I think this alternate mode looks really nice. The colour scheme works really well with the white and the black and the blue on the top of it. You've got both of the guns that were on either side of the helmet on the bonnet, and the main gun that was in his hand on the roof. Now, I haven't put the little pilot, little shooter inside. I have with the battered Siren, which I'll show you in a second. But as these were the junior headmasters, they didn't have the fold down flap on the back of the head, so you can just clearly see it's his head from there. However, because they were so small, you could use the helmets, as I say, as a seat for the cockpit. Having a quick look at the car then, obviously you've got the moving wheels there. The transformation, although you didn't see it, was very simple, along with the line of the other smaller headmasters. You can tell that these were his shoulders and the arms. They just folded up and they clipped in there, and then the legs literally just folded up as well into position. So very simple transformation. This is, as I say, battered up Siren next to him, so you can see again just how different the colour scheme is, and I've put his pilot in there as well. So you can do the same with, as I say, the little headmaster, but just for the video's purposes I've kept him out so you could see it in that mode. Right then, so what we're going to do now, we're going to have a quick look at the box. So the front of the box looks lovely, and as I say, I've got away with displaying it on the front. I'll show you why it's not so good in a second, but there we go. You can see that it mentions that he's a headmaster there, and of course that's where the pilot would be, that's where Shooter'd sit. And you've got the C at the top, which stood for Cybertrons, and of course there's the number that corresponds to him. So on the back, that is the battle scene you're going to see. I mentioned with Siren, obviously it was the time of the Pretenders and the Power Masters, and that's what you've got in the artwork on the back. The Power Masters in Japan though were referred as Godmasters, and Power Master Prime was known as Ginrai, but that is the artwork there for, as I say, the Super God Masterforce range of figures. And unfortunately, yeah, my box is a little bit battered there as well. So I hope you enjoyed looking at him. He is quite a tough figure to get hold of. Check out, as I say, Chuck Lou's Artfire website for Japanese specific figures, and of course you can try eBay as well he's got some on there. But otherwise, hope you enjoyed looking at him, and take care and subscribe for more.